CEO of Geltrude Business Technology Solutions, Michael Geltrude. Michael, so on top of the tariff remarks, Powell also saying the U.S. economy is in a strong position and the central bank is unlikely to continue to cut those interest rates. What do you make of his comments?
I think his comments have been very interesting, but also relatively straightforward. He kept doubling down on the economy is in a really good place and trending in the right direction. Unemployment rate is about 4%. Inflation is nearing the 2% target. Things are going really well. He also made note that they're really analyzing the data. They want to make sure they understand the full perspective of what Americans are feeling before they make any decisions. And I think another important thing here is that his position is really not meant to be political. He's really supposed to be focused on how to better the American economy. And don't forget, he's made it through 2 administrations. He was originally appointed by President Trump and then reappointed by President Biden. So I think it just goes to show you that both sides of the aisle really believe that he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, definitely. Let's move on a little bit. So Coca-Cola posting strong Q4 earnings after seeing better than expected sales in both the United States and China, with revenue rising 6%. And we keep seeing companies such as Apple. We've been talking about this over and over. They're just struggling to get a foothold over in Beijing, but it kind of seems like Coke has found the secret formula. Michael, do you think they maintain their presence in the East? I mean, why are they so successful over there?
Coca-Cola is always finding a way to change and evolve. And as someone once said, the only constant in life is change. So they have to be willing to change and adapt. They've moved into some premium products like Topo Chico and Fairlife Dairy, which has been great for their portfolio. But I think to your comment about will they continue expanding in the East, their strategy there has been we need to produce these products locally. If you buy a Coca-Cola in Turkey, it has to be made in Turkey because the consumer has to understand when you buy a Coca-Cola product, you're supporting the local economy. And I think that's what they're going to do a really good job of in the East.
Well, you just led me right into the next thing I wanted to ask you. So even with strong sales, Coke is still preparing for possible ramifications of the aluminum tariff, saying they'll ramp up production in plastic bottles. In 2023, canned drinks actually accounted for about a quarter of its sales, while plastic bottles made up less than 50%. Do you think the switch would have a huge effect on the company?
No, I really don't. And as their CEO echoed a couple of days ago, they're a multi-billion-dollar company. They're always going to change. They're always going to evolve. And let's talk about something here. Aluminum is more expensive than plastic in the first place. They made a decision a couple years ago to move more towards sustainability and making their products more recyclable. And that's what aluminum is. So I really think they're going to weigh the options and look at what their investors want. And if they believe that their investors' pockets are going to be hurt here, they're simply going to switch back to plastic.
Yeah, it's all about the money, Michael. But how about this? Bad news for some Americans on Valentine's Day. Poor weather conditions and viruses in key cocoa growing regions are causing chocolate prices to skyrocket, rising by a whopping 20% since last year and have actually more than doubled from where they were at the beginning of 2024. Are people going to be disappointed on Valentine's Day? What do you think is going to happen to chocolate sales?
I definitely think Valentine's Day is going to be a little bit less sweet, at least from a chocolate perspective. There's plenty of other candy out there to get your fix, but chocolate has really become a staple of Valentine's Day, and we spend a lot of money on things we probably don't need, but Valentine's Day is one of those reminders to put others before yourself. So if you can find a way to buy chocolate, I still think it's worth the investment.
Yeah, I don't think chocolate's going anywhere. I think that they'll do just fine on Valentine's Day. Michael Geltrude, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Really appreciate you.
Thank you.